Hi everybody, it's Debbie here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video and deciding to watch today. I'm really happy to have you here. And if you are a regular subscriber, then thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate each and every one of you and all the support that you give to my channel. So today I am working on a couple of ATC cards. Now these are supposed to be a mixed media ATC card. So I'm just going to show you where I'm at in the progress. Now these steps take a little while, so I've kind of did them ahead of time just because of the drying time involved. So I started with an ordinary piece of mixed media paper, not quite a heavy cardstock, but heavy enough that when I do the second step, I end up with, a fairly stiff card. So first step is just cutting out 2.5 by 3.5 inch background piece. You could use packaging, a cereal box. For the first part, just to make your background, just to make your empty form, you could use anything that's a little bit on the stiff side. So my second step was then to take it, and I ripped a couple of bits out of a book, and I just Mod Podge, regular matte Mod Podge from the dollar store, and I covered my card. So I've made about half a dozen of these backgrounds to this point. And I did that on a previous video, I think quite some time ago, because I still have them in my stock. So that's what I've done. I started with this background once I had it made. My first step for these particular cards was to use this modeling paste, texture paste. It just says this. I just ordered it off of Amazon because, of course, I was out and you can't get out to shop for anything right now. So it's just an acrylic prepared textural medium. It's just texture paste. So, and that one is a pretty reasonable priced brand. And I used this stencil from Ninny's Napkins. And I just took the stencil and put, let's see, where did I put it? I just took the stencil and I put a little bit of a stencil on there, and I stenciled some words on there. So I've got this wonderful texture, and I did it on both of them. This one's got more of the floral type of medallions in it, and this one's got more script in it. So then I used a little bit on my finger of this metallic it's the Art Alchemy wax, metallic wax. And it's amazing. You just put a little dab on your finger and you rub it in. So this is the rose gold one. That's this one. And this one is this rich copper. And on top of that background with the texture paste, this is how they come out. So right now, these are mixed media because they've got some background print just made out of book page. They've got some texture paste, and they've got some of the wax, metallic wax on them. So now I'm going to just use the background, and I'm just going to use some bits and pieces. So I have some of these bits that I took out of my ephemera box, and these are the just the ephemera from Tim Holtz, and I have a couple of the smaller paper dolls from Tim Holtz. So I'm going to just arrange a little bit of a card on here. So let me see how this is going to work. I really like this little picture. Let me get it up here close enough that you can see. It's not very big, and it's really adorable. What I don't like about it is these straight edges. So I don't want to try to rip this in case I lose part of my picture. So just let me grab those little scissors. So I have these scissors, and just disregard the A. I have no idea. They're like a no-name brand. But this is the cut you get. And for me, it resembles a torn edge, or as close as I can get to a torn edge. So I'm going to just cut the white off the outside edge of this little picture. There, just like that. And now I have this, but what I'm going to do is take my ink and my little dauber here, just my little fingertip dauber. I'm going to use it because the black will give this an edge that will stand out. So I'm going to use this. This is going to be one card. So basically, I'm going to pop this over, and without even looking at that background piece, I'm just going to pop some bits on here that I think will look fairly cool. I love this little map bit of Minnesota, just a little there. Get it focused in. I love that, but I'm absolutely not sure. I do like this. It says the Toronto Press on this side. I have no idea in what I got it off of. I think it's out of an old book. And they were talking about some poetry, I think. So I'm going to actually put that on here as well. I'm just using the back of the card as a way to fill this up. And I like this little hotel bit. I'm going to do this too, to this piece. I'm just not feeling the sharp cut edges today. Just not feeling them. And then I'll black these up as well. So I'm thinking maybe something like that on the front. So let's turn it over and see what happens. Maybe down more to the bottom. And bring that up a little bit. Something like that. So something like that. So I'm going to take my glue. And for this, I do like the Tombow liquid glue. I just trust it a little wee bit better. And it gives me a second to move stuff down. So I'm actually going to start in the center. And I'm going to put a good little swirl all around this. And then I'm going to put it about 2/3 of the way up and hold it down a bit because I need it to tack down over all this texture. So I'm actually going to hold this down a little bit until that grabs. I really want that to grab on there. And this as well. I'm going to do the same thing. And I have no idea why I chose the Toronto Press. This is for a swap for my Canadian paper crafting swappers. And I just thought, it's Canadian, right? All the Tim Holtz pieces lend a little bit more to, they lean a little bit more towards the European or the United States kind of images. They don't tend to lean towards a Canadian history or background or anything like that. I would love somebody to come out with a set of ephemera that had all Canadian bits and old stuff in it. So I'm going to put this one right down here like this. This is very mixed media now. There, get that down really, really well. I just need it to grab everywhere. This piece was really easy to put down because it's almost like the book that this is out of is almost like a newsprint, like a thick newsprint book. So that's the way I've grouped my little collage piece together. That'll be like my focal point. And I'm just going to put the lid on that for a second. I have this, and it looks like floral. I'd like to put that right down there like that, but I think I need my glue gun to do that. But let me see. That's pretty good edged there and there, or on this side maybe. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I'm going to put the hot glue right on here. It is unraveling though. So I'm going to put some hot glue right on there. And put it there like that. Stick it down. And then I'll put a little bit of hot glue right down here like this. Don't slide off the table on me. And then put this right down like this. There. I like that little extra little bit of gold on there. I'm going to put a little hot glue underneath that end right there and stick it down so that it doesn't come out. I don't want it to unravel. So that's right down in the hot glue. Trim that little bit right there off. Sticky stuff. There. Now. Okay, let me find something to put on here. I need a phrase. Oh, I love this. Okay, and that's what things like this. I put my hand in. Look at that. I put my hand in my glue pad, or my ink pad. So I kind of like this. I like that this is a hotel and beside a car and a newspaper story like the Toronto Press, and all together this kind of tells a story of the past. So I really like that. So I'm going to take what ink is on here already. And I'm just going to edge this. I don't mind that I'm handling it because the glue is not going to, the glue's not going to stick on here. Like the glue that's on here is not going to stick on this card anyway. So I'm going to put some hot glue on here. Just a little squiggle of hot glue. Like that. And I'm going to put this down on the card. Right here. I love it. I love it. I don't know what my partners think when I send them a swap. I try to send them something that I love because I just like to create the things that I love. as opposed to trying to cater to somebody else. And the reason behind this is because when I'm sending something out, I'm actually sending a little piece of myself. So little piece of my thought process and my, you know, just the way I think about things. And don't lift up. I want that to stick down. I get a little more hot glue under there. There. That's a little bit better. And there I have it. So that's what that card looks like finished. Now I have set aside a few of the other pieces that I really liked. And I'm going to do almost the same thing on the other card, but with a different little theme. So that one was more history, you know, the past type of thing. And this one is going to be more nature. I was gifted this purple flower, and I think it looks beautiful on this background. So I'm putting this down first, and I'm going to glue it into this corner so that the flower is in the corner, and these 3 leaves are there, but I will trim off this from the back. So that's what I'm going to do there. Then I'm just going to turn it over. I'm going to trim this off like this. Because remember, an ATC card can't have a whole bunch of dimension hanging off of it. When we collect, we want to put it into a hockey trading card, not just hockey, but a trading card sleeve. This is the same size as a trading card. And I'm going to put some glue there. There, I'm going to put that down. And I'm just going to tap that from the outside edge and push it in so that I can push that glue. So that gives some dimension because this is lifted up. So there's dimension there, and there's dimension with the gemstone, which I really like. I think that looks really cool. Now this piece is going to get glued in under the top part of the flower, but down there like that. And then this piece like this, like that. I'm going to cut and edge this piece though, just like I did that other little picture. I'm not feeling any straight edges today. Today, I know when I'm going back to Ontario, if they let me go. Do this. That's going under there, but I do want it to sit on the top of that petal. Just to connect these pieces together is why I want them overlapping. So I want all the pieces that I put on. When I put 3 pieces on like this, and I tend to do that, so I have 3 pieces on here and then a little bit of bling, but I have 3 pieces on here, and I've made them all touch each other so that they're a grouping. I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know why I do it. I've never taken a course in art or anything like that. I just think it looks better to put 3 things on and shape them in a triangle of some sort. I want to lift that up. No, I don't. I want that to be on top because I'm going to put that underneath there. Okay, like that. Like that. So there's the train. Can you hear the train? Now, it's actually not that close to us. You have to walk up the street a ways to get to where you can see it. I can see it from my upstairs window. There, so I've got a little bit of glue on that, including the antenna. Now I'm going to slide it under the top, flowers, so I can tuck it in a little bit so it's not at the edge, the real edge, and then there. So I have each piece touching both the other pieces. Hold these down until that tacks up. There. Okay. Now I didn't edge the end of, or the edges of the moth. And these two things are fairly sharp. So when I'm going to edge this, I'm going to edge the card. Set this down. It takes a minute for that Tombow glue to set up. So you have to put a little more on this dark purple so that you can see that it's been edged. Yeah, giving things a frame, eh? Just completes the whole picture. So that's why sometimes I take my pen and I'll doodle around the edge or... Okay, so this is this. Now, I'm going to take my, this is only my number 5. I don't know if it'll be enough to do this. No, I don't want to use that. I don't want to use that. I'll be right back. I better turn the camera back on. I started and then I thought, oops, I better turn it back on. So I'm just taking a pencil. This is, I just got these online. I don't even know what they were. I didn't have any pencils and I didn't really want a bunch of pencils. So I basically just ordered a package with, I think there's 3 blacks and 2 whites, or 3 whites and 2 blacks. But because I thought that's all I'd use. So I'm just going around this with there. It works better if I actually go on the moth. There. I should have edged it. I didn't think I wanted to, but it actually looks better with some edging on it. So there's always a way to fix something. So I've got a little bit of color on that. See if I can smudge this a little wee bit. Just a little. It didn't smudge very well, but that looks better to me. It absolutely looks better to me. So, a word. I just want a word, and I'm not sure where I'll put it, but I want a word. I have this big learning to fly, but that's not what I want. Okay, I kind of just like this. It just says in the garden. And it's not cut straight. And I like that about it. See, it's smaller on one end than it is on the other. So I kind of like that. So I am going to, I'm going to edge it. And gunge it up a little bit. Just because that's what I do. There, and then I'm going to hot glue it again too, because I just know this doesn't stick well without it. ouch. Ouch and ouch in the garden. There. It's a good thing that's not my hot glue gun. I did finally get another one. For those of you that have watched me burn my fingers for a couple of years, I finally got a Sure Bonder dual temperature, so I could put it on the high and low setting. And even the high setting isn't like crazy high like my old one was. I'm pretty sure my old one was like an industrial strength. I still use it for like wood crafting projects and things like that, but yeah. So there it is. So this is the pair. I hope you liked them. I hope you liked what you saw today. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to share as well if you know anybody that needs a little bit of inspiration. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye for now, everybody. Stay safe and have a great day.